It is time for LeBron James to make the last decision of his career. What's going on, guys? It's Donovan from the top of the key. And it's been about a month now since LeBron James said he was leaving the Lakers and he was going to go to another team. And it has sped up over the past couple of days that a decision will be made soon. And I think it is only right before he makes his decision that we evaluate the logistics of LeBron going to a different team and what he is weighing and what I think he should do. And to start off, I think the consensus number one thing that we as the public think LeBron is going to do is go back to Cleveland, right? Going back home. Um, Obviously, all the ties he has to Cleveland, playing there for, I don't know, more than like 60% of his career, winning a championship, obviously being born in Akron, Ohio. And I do think structurally it makes sense. With him, Donovan Mitchell, Mobley, Jared Allen, and James Harden, that team is an immediate contender. I do think should be the odds on favorite to win the Eastern Conference because the Cavaliers have shown in the regular season that they produce. And for what we know with LeBron in the postseason, which what Cleveland does struggle in sometimes, LeBron performs. We obviously know he's 41 years old and he's not getting faster. He's not getting stronger at any point. But his IQ and his basketball wherewithal should allow them to pick up a gear. And guys like Donovan Mitchell and James Harden, sadly, have shown that in the playoffs, their play does not rise. I would like to say for James Harden, that is kind of a fact. But for Donovan Mitchell, I'm only saying that as he has not made a conference finals, whether it be in the Western Conference finals or Eastern Conference. And he's been on number one seeds both times, respectively, with the Jazz and with Cleveland. The storyline just makes sense, right? 1 year, or he's kind of stated maybe 2 years, but a retirement in Cleveland, finishing where it all started, seems like a fairy tale ending. And it will give him a chance to compete, which he stated he wants to do. And in the Eastern Conference, you can get away from all the madness in the West. I do think if LeBron were to go to a team in the Western Conference, not named the Oklahoma City Thunder or San Antonio Spurs, I don't think that would make them a contender. I think those two teams in the West stand out from the rest. And I do think his title odds in the Eastern Conference are amplified. And that's where we go with number two, the Philadelphia 76ers. And this is a personal favorite of mine and a place that if I had to choose where LeBron was going to go, it would be Philadelphia. I know there were reports about LeBron James and Daryl Morey, the Philadelphia 76ers GM, having a little bit of a little bit of beef and some drama between them. And LeBron didn't say some nice things, and I don't think Daryl Morey said some nice things about LeBron. But to take that out of the case, it is two because first off, the location and um, the storyline and all that, it seems pretty random, right? Like LeBron in Philadelphia, you know. But the basketball aspect of it, I love. I absolutely love it. Um, a potential starting lineup of Tyrese Maxey, Jalen Brown, VJ Edgecombe, LeBron James, and Joel Embiid sounds crazy. I love what they have going on in Philadelphia. I think they've had a great offseason signing guys like Dean Wade and just really fine tuning the roster after what had happened last year with trading away Jared McCain and having Paul George and not knowing what you're going to get with Paul George. and somehow fleecing the Boston Celtics by trading away Paul George for Jaylen Brown. And I do think the Celtics know what they were doing with that trade, but for the 76ers, I think it was a no-brainer. The problem with this team, it will come down to health. Obviously, with a guy like Embiid, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if you get to the 70th game of the season, what's going to happen, right? I love the contrast of play in this team with Tyrese Maxey speeding it up, VJ Edgecombe speeding it up, and slowing it down with a guy like potential LeBron James or Joel Embiid. And I think out of all the teams we're going to talk about in this video, this team has the highest chance of winning an NBA championship, without a doubt. A former MVP in Joel Embiid, a former MVP in LeBron James, a top 15 player, you can say, with Jaylen Brown. He's had a phenomenal year. A top 20 player in Tyrese Maxey, and a guy in VJ Edgecombe that was top 3 in Rookie of the Year voting, and I think he's only going to get better. So that would be number 2. Number 3 is kind of a wild card. Not in terms of it making sense, but basketball-wise, I don't see a lot of positives, but it is the Miami Heat. And LeBron has shown that he loves Miami. He's kind of built that relationship back with Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra, it seems. I don't think he liked how the way it ended in 2014, and he kind of spoke about that, like, with Pat Riley, like, taking his chocolate chip cookies and all that stuff. But a team with LeBron and Giannis gives the element of stars wanting to play there. I do think if you were to go to Miami, it would be a 2-year thing, where the first year is kind of a feeling out process. Second year is retirement. Okay, let's get a roster. Let's compete. Because I don't think this roster, if it were to just add LeBron James and nothing else, would be a championship contender. I don't think there's enough scoring on this roster. However, obviously, defensively, we know what we're going to get with the Miami Heat. I do think this is a place out of these 3 teams that we've talked about that LeBron would like to live in. I do think that matters, and LeBron has stated, and his camp and Rich Paul has stated that he does care about what his family thinks about where he's going to go. That's why a team like Philadelphia doesn't really make sense. Obviously, Cleveland, number 1. They lived in Cleveland. Some of his kids were born in Cleveland. Miami would be a super, super fun X factor or fun place LeBron were to go to. But I do think it comes in at 3 for some of the reasons I mentioned. And a wild card that I will throw out that I do think has some backbone to it is Minnesota. And it's, obviously this is like a 1% chance. But Minnesota, solely for the fact that a team with LeBron, Anthony Edwards, and LaMelo Ball would be the funniest team without a doubt. And LeBron likes Ant likes LeBron. And I do think Minnesota would be poised to make a deep playoff run and give a team maybe like San Antonio or OKC a run for their money. But I would be remiss to mention the Golden State Warriors. And this is the last team we'll talk about. I do think Golden State, basketball-wise, makes a little bit of sense. We obviously know LeBron and Curry work together really well in the Olympics. And in that system, I think everyone would kind of take a back seat to Curry and understand that Curry can still do it at his age. And he would be a souped up Draymond Green. He would be a much better version of what Draymond Green is right now today. Um, and it would be a fun team to watch. From a basketball standpoint, I would like to see them on national TV every single game, as long as they are healthy. We know Curry and LeBron and Draymond, frankly, have not shown they haven't been super healthy in the last couple of years. Obviously, with their age, it's completely understandable. But that is a factor. I don't think it will happen. I don't think personally LeBron wants that to play with Curry. I think to a certain extent, LeBron knows that team is not going to compete basketball wise, and he knows it's Curry's team. And I think part of the reason why he left Los Angeles was he built a lot of things in LA. And when Luka came, they shifted everything towards Luka. LeBron and his camp and Rich Paul wanted the ball in LeBron's hands more and thought it would be more effective. And I personally thought it would be more effective as well. And so that's why I think a partial reason why I flared out in LA. And so I do think in Golden State, it's the Curry show. Rightfully so. He spent his whole career there. It's only right that that is like that. But in a place like Cleveland, in a place like even like Miami, LeBron is revered and respected. So those are my 5 teams that I do think are in the legit running for LeBron. Those 3 teams particularly, obviously we have been known that those are the 3 teams. But to weigh out those options, number 1, I do want to see him in Philadelphia, basketball-wise. 2, Cleveland. And 3, Miami. What I do think is going to happen, I think he's going to Cleveland. And I don't think that's a hot take. But Cleveland just makes sense in totality. And those are my thoughts. And I do hope, LeBron, you make a decision soon. Because Adam Silver had been saying, we're waiting for a decision to make the NBA schedule. So hurry up, make your decision so we can get the schedule going. And we will have a great NBA 2026-2027 season. But other than that, let me know what you guys think and where LeBron's going to go. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.